Hi, my name is Tyson, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to use a kendama, which in English is popularly known as a sword and ball toy. So this is a kendama. It's got two main components, the first one being the ken, which is also known as the handle, and the second one being the tama, which is also a ball. And the two are connected by a string. So the ken is typically what you will be using to catch the ball. Here you got four main places that you will actually catch the ball. The first one being the ozara, which is, in English, would be the big plate. You have the chuzara, which is the middle plate. You have the kozara, which is a small plate. And then you have the point, which in Japanese is called the kensaki. So the first thing I'm going to be teaching you is how to properly hold the kendama. So there are three main ways that you will typically see someone holding it. So this applies to both people who are left-handed and right-handed. But to clarify, there is some slight differences in the kendama, whether you're left-handed or right-handed. The first one is either, depends how you look at it, either the way the string comes out or the orientation of the ozara and kozara. But overall, it'll look the same whether you're left-handed or right-handed, just one will be held in your left hand versus your right hand. So the first main way will be where the ken is in the middle. Whether you're lefty or righty, this will apply both ways. So the ken's in the middle, and you have your big plate facing up. From there, you will put your thumb on top of it, on top of your handle, and closer towards the middle plate, and it will be pinched with your pointer finger just below, and your three fingers will rest anywhere below it. Personally, I like to have it underneath the kozara, or your small plate. But obviously it's all preference, whether you like to scrunch it up underneath or you like to spread your hands a little bit. So that's the first one. It will be used whenever you want to catch the ball on the big plate or the middle plate. Okay, so the second hold will be very similar, but you will turn it 180. So you have the small plate on top, and again the point will always be towards the middle for these two holds, and your middle plate will be outside. And again, closer towards the middle plate, your thumb will go on top of the handle, your pointer below, and your three fingers will go almost anywhere below, whether you like it scrunched up or spread out like on the plate like I do. So that is your second hold. Your last hold will be used for more things, typically the point. So your string will be down or towards the middle, and your point will be up. Your big plate, like here, will be towards your body, and your smaller plate will be outwards. From below, your thumb will go on the inside towards your body, and your pinky will pinch below, and your other three fingers will just rest as well on the other side. So it'd be like this. Those are the three most common ways that you'll see somebody holding a kendama. So the next thing that I will be teaching you is how you actually will catch the ball on the kendama. So the first two that I will teach you will be on the ozara and the chuzara, since it involves the same hold. This will be the first hold that you just learned, where your ozara is up top, and put your thumb on top, and your pointer below, and your other three as well, below your pointer. So my advice when catching it is to have the ball, make sure your ball here is stationary. You don't want it swinging because it makes it a lot harder. And you just want to pull your hand straight up so the ball goes up and then down. The other thing you want to make sure you try to do your best is to cradle the ball when it's coming down, because otherwise it may bounce and it's a lot harder to catch. So it will be like this, and it's pretty simple. If you want to make it a little more complicated, another thing you can do is you can hold it to your belly button, and you can let it fall and pull it up and catch it. But those are the two ways that you'll mainly catch on the ozara. So the next one is the chuzara, your middle plate. It will be caught, same advice, keep the ball still, make sure you cradle. You want to have your point down, your string will be towards your body. Typically I like to hold the big plate now facing towards my body, so it'll be like so. And your hold will be the exact same as before, just different orientation. And again, straight down and straight up. You're just going to pull the ball straight up. and then catch it on the middle. Again, if you want to make this more complicated, hold it to your belly button, release, and pull it up and try to land it. If any of those are too complicated, to begin, if you want, you can just pull it up and catch it in your hand just so you get that feel of how the ball reacts to when you pull it up. Moving on, now I'll teach you how to catch on the kozara. So this will be the second hold that you had learned earlier in this video. So again, thumb goes on top, your other fingers are below, and the same thing, there's not really much change. Try to keep your ball still and try to cradle. This is obviously the hardest of the three that you've learned so far because it is the smallest surface area. But try to do the same thing, keep the ball straight, pull it straight up, and try to cradle it. Again, if you want to make this more complicated, you can hold it to the belly button and you can let it swing and try to catch it. And if it's also a struggle and you want to learn just how it feels, just pull it up and catch in your hand. Then you can get a little bit of a feel of how the ball reacts to how you pull it, so you can adjust accordingly. The next thing that I will be discussing is the most complex thing that I will be teaching in this video, or the two most complex things. So I'm going to be teaching you how to catch the ball on the ken. So for those who don't actually know, there's a hole in the ball at the bottom, opposite to the string, where the whole purpose is for it to land on the point. So the easiest way that you will learn to catch it on the point is to actually spin the ball. So you want to spin it, ideally fast, and you want to wait for the string to still be spinning, but you want it to be as centered as possible before you pull it up. So here you're just going to spin the ball, and you're going to try to pull it up, and you're going to catch it. That is the easiest way to learn how to catch it on the ken. If you want to make it more complicated, you just leave the ball still and you're just going to pull it straight up and try to catch it. So my tips for doing that, again, is the same thing. Make sure the ball is still and you want to pull it up. But instead of waiting for the ball, like you do for the big, small, or middle plates, I find it easier if you actually come down. So when you pull it up and the ball's coming up, you want to come under so you can actually move your hand to the ball rather than reacting to the ball, because it's a lot harder. So here, just let the ball rest like so, and once you're ready, you want to pull it up and you want to go underneath. So that is the other variation of the ken. So those are the main ways that you will catch the ball on the four main components of your ken. However, this is only a beginner. The beginning of kendama. There are a lot of weird and different variations that you can learn. Some include catching an unorthodox position, such as between the big and small point and the point. Other variations may involve you actually holding the ball instead of the handle and trying to either balance it or to just straight on catch it like so, where you just put the point in the ball. Other variations will just be movements between the different points. The most basic one being going from the big plate to like this middle plate and then just going back and forth. Just simple things like that. Obviously it can get more complicated by going from like the big to the point, or to the point. Obviously you can just have some fun with it if you want to just try it different ways to move. So if you want to get a kendama yourself, I'm sure you can buy one on Amazon or whatever internet browser, or wherever you shop online. I'm sure you can also find some at Dollarama. They don't need to be expensive. It's more in the quality of the person using it, not so much the equipment. If you want a better one because you think you may enjoy, I'm sure J-Town has a bunch you can choose from. But yes, thank you for listening. This was my presentation on a kendama. I hope you enjoyed.